So do you think it is fair for people to say that women are not suited for some roles, especially in the workplace, because of these hormonal fluctuations?
If you are someone who is trying to conceive,
Talking that your skin, it is glowing.
you look better, you feel better, you feel more
You feel
confident.
better, boy. And the boy fine, you see him.
Hi,
Hello.
welcome back to the fold.
My name is Franca.
Mega, you already
And this
know us.
is
The fold.
the fold. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. Seriously, if you're here again after watching our pilot episode, oh my god, you are the real MVP.
Yeah, you're already a part of the fold.
Thank you for sticking
Welcome.
with
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you for coming back. We appreciate you. So I'm sure you've seen it already from the title of today's episode. We're going to be talking about reproductive cycles.
The cycle of life.
Technically, it's the cycle of life, actually, you're right.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say, no, shut up. That's not.
No, I was just trying to, gas you up a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my love.
So yeah, it's basically the cycle of life if you think
Yeah.
about it, because it's your body's way of preparing you to bring life into this world for pregnancy, for birth, and the rest of them. But it doesn't usually end that way for, sometimes. But that's just the physiological aspect.
Yeah.
And that's what is like the foundation for
Every
our
other thing.
reproductive health as women. Hormones, every other thing are usually like regulated by this cycle. So that's why we thought it's important to talk about the cycle
First,
as the first episode, because it lays a very good foundation and gives us that information that is very important for us to know.
And in subsequent episodes, you're going to be building up on this.
Yeah.
We're going to be referring to, remember when we talked about this in the cycle episode? Yeah, so just thank you for watching this.
And please, we need to apologize. As professionals, sometimes we have a lot of jargons.
Exactly, but we'll try as much as possible to make this relatable.
Yeah, as much. We just try to eliminate the jargons as much as we can.
As much as we can.
But but it might still slip up. So please don't blame us and don't roll your eyebrows at us.
What are they saying? I'll try to explain. Yeah, and I think in the description as well, I'll try to break down the stems. These different hormones that we mentioned.
And then we'll signpost you as well to articles resources that are credible, where you can go and do like some personal reading
and read more
and just arm yourself with the knowledge.
Yeah.
And then educate other people and also signpost them to the fold.
Thank you.
So what is the reproductive cycle? So the reproductive cycle is, basically we have two cycles. Basically, there are like two cycles that are, concurrent. But
they're
overlapping, just have processes that they're intertwined. So we're just going to bring everything together under the umbrella of the reproductive cycle and try to break it down as much as we can and explain it in a way that a wide range of our audience can understand.
Yeah, and those cycles,
ovarian cycle,
the ovarian cycle, and the menstrual cycle, they overlap.
They overlap together.
Yeah.
So we're basically going to be talking about the phases that is involved. But before we talk about the phases, we're just going to be talking about the length of the cycle. So an average length is usually 21 to 35 days.
Exactly.
People say it's a monthly cycle, and why that is not inaccurate. Sometimes it might not always come. It might be possible to have your menstrual, that's your menstruation, which is like the bleeding, the first phase of the cycle, first few days. It might happen, maybe twice a month because you have a shorter cycle. So that does not necessarily mean that
you have a problem.
You have a problematic cycle or that something is wrong with you. It just means that you have a shorter cycle. But if you have a longer cycle, but if it's still within the the range of the average, 21 to 35, then you're good. And then also, cycles can be regular or irregular, meaning that, but you can have a cycle that might not be so regular, but it's still normal. For some people, maybe this month you are on a 25-day cycle. Next month, your cycle is a 30-day cycle. You might have a 27-day, 28-day cycle. If you don't have any other symptoms, your period comes, not too much pain, you don't feel complete, so much out of place, it might not be so much of a problem.
Basically, what this cycle is doing is just preparing you for pregnancy.
Yeah, that's why I said you were right at the beginning when you said it's the cycle of life.
Cycle of
So
life.
every month your body is hopeful that this is finally going to be the time where you're going to get
Have your
pregnant
baby.
and have a baby. And sometimes it works out, other times
It doesn't.
it doesn't. Most times it doesn't actually, because come on, an average person has how many children, and then you have like cycles every month on the average for the rest, all till you reach menopause. So it's just a cycle that keeps coming, keeps going, and all that. So let's dive right into what the cycles are.
Yeah, the phases.
Yeah, the phases of the cycle.
Okay, so for this episode, we're going to be talking about 3 phases. We have the follicular phase, we have the ovulation itself, we have the luteal phase, and then the menstruation. But it kind of overlaps with the follicular phase. So we're going to talk about the menstruation last.
Yeah, but it's still part of the
follicular phase. You see what
we're trying to explain it in phases.
In phases for you to understand.
Ending with the period, so that you understand all the processes that leads up to the period, which is the common or the popular aspect of the cycle. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be starting with the follicular phase. The follicular phase lasts in a 28-day cycle. The follicular phase takes about 5 to 13 days. Okay, so what happens in the follicular phase? Your uterus here. This is where it gets serious. I'm wearing my teaching cap. So bear with me. I'm trying to break this down as simple as possible.
Yeah.
As a woman, we all have a uterus. The uterus has this cavity we call the womb. And then it has 2 ovaries that are held together by tubes.
Yeah.
So in those ovaries now, we have things we call follicles, tiny, tiny follicles. They're like sacs. It's in those sacs that the egg is. I'm sure you know, you've heard, the egg. The women, we are the eggs, and the men, they are the sperm. The sperm will come and meet the egg. I'm sure you've heard about that. Follicular phase, in this phase, what basically is happening is our brain is reproducing some hormones to act on those ovaries to start developing those follicles, because we need one egg from that follicle.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the egg that will get to ovulation that the sperm will come and meet to fertilize for pregnancy to happen.
Yeah.
Because that's the essence of the cycle, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So now these hormones, the brain releases them, they begin to act on the ovaries, and then the follicles start growing.
Yeah.
And because it's not just one we have in the ovaries, there are quite a number of them, but we need one. So as they're rising, there's another beautiful hormone that is coming up. As the ones from the brain is acting on the ones from the ovaries, they're growing, the sacs are growing, the follicles, they're growing, estrogen is being produced.
Yeah.
Those follicles are stimulating something we call estrogen.
Yeah.
And then this estrogen keeps on rising. As it rises, the womb that I mentioned earlier, it becomes thickened, like getting ripe for pregnancy. Just imagine a place, it's preparing a place that, oh God, it's coming. The pregnancy is coming. And I want to clear the room to make the place really beautiful for pregnancy to happen. So that's what estrogen is doing. And then it keeps on rising. Estrogen keeps on rising. And then it gets to a certain point. One becomes very dominant because it's just one we need. One of those follicles becomes very big. It's just one we need. And then when it's ready for it to pop and the egg to come up, it's one of the hormones that are released from the brain initially. This is time for it to shine. Initially, I'm just going to mention the 2 hormones that the brain releases, FSH and LH. Follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. You can know from the name, follicle-stimulating hormone, the one that was acting on the follicles for them to grow. It was stimulating it for it to grow. And then one became very dominant, ready to pop the egg here. I'm using pop. I don't know if that's the right thing to use.
That's like literally what it does, just pops it
Okay, so to pop the egg out.
Yeah.
And now the second one, the LH, now that's the time for it to shine. It's like the follicle stimulating one has been shining since. Okay, now it's time for me to shine. There's something we call LH surge. So it just surges.
Yeah.
And when it surges now, it's time for ovulation.
The surge is like a sharp spike, like it just increases.
Yeah. And at this point, the estrogen just spikes.
It goes up,
It goes up, ready to pop. The popping of it is what we call ovulation.
Yeah, when the egg is released.
The egg is released. And it's just one day.
Yeah, it takes 6 hours.
And it's about the 14. I said the follicular phase is like 1 to 13 days.
And just to chip in something, right? We know that the ovulation is when like pregnancy is possible.
Exactly.
right? And I know we said the fact that it's 1 day, but the sperm can usually stay in the area where the egg is released for several days. So
Exactly.
if you're going to be using your cycle to track your safe and unsafe period
Us-
as a method of
Exactly.
family planning, we're still going to delve into
That later.
as a topic on its own, like family planning, and we're still going to talk about cycle tracking as relating to family planning, how to do it properly. This is just
Exactly.
an introductory episode onto what the cycle looks like. But the fertile window is more than just 24 hours because the sperm stays longer.
Thank you
And
for
then while
mentioning that.
ovulation can be just 24 hours, sometimes it stays a bit longer than 24 hours. So if you're trying to be safe, it's better to just maybe add a day or two after the peak ovulation day, which is your mid cycle.
And if you're trying to conceive as well,
Yeah, that
just
period.
during that period,
You can concentrate
just
that period.
concentrate on, like,
Exactly. Yeah. So
copulating during those period. Don't just say it's
exactly
on the, you wait
on
for
the
the day of the,
ovulation day
yeah,
because
to copulate. No, do it
in a
just
wider
around that time. Yeah.
window. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So basically, that is the follicular phase and the ovulation phase. Now I'm just going to talk about how these things affect us, like, generally.
Yeah.
I mentioned the estrogen rising.
Yeah.
When the follicles are all growing, then one became dominant, and
Yeah.
then others were laid back. As the estrogen rises, you tend to feel in our body now, we feel very energetic.
Yeah.
Like estrogen is like a mean girl,
Yeah.
like that
Makes you
girl, like
sassy. You feel like you
makes
can take over the world.
do you get, like, you're ready, you're energetic. This is when you plan things like activities.
Yeah.
You feel like you can, your brain is just firing. You
Yeah.
can do a lot of things. You have ideas. You can cure
Projects, you can work on
cancer.
them.
You can do anything. That's mental state. Your emotions, you are happy, you are elated.
Elated,
Physically,
yeah.
you are agile. And then aside from that, your skin, it is glowing.
You look better. You feel better. You feel more
You feel
confident.
better during this
Yeah.
phase. I feel like this is our best phase, and I feel like this is when you should utilize this phase to plan things towards here.
Yeah. If you want to start a diet, this is a good time to start.
This is a good
because
time
you
to
feel
start.
motivated.
You're very motivated.
Not saying you can't do it at other times. You can.
But you are more energetic.
You are more there,
It's
but
just
this
in
just gives
nature's
you
way.
it gives you like
Exactly.
the cheat code. You can do anything at any point in your cycle. But if you are someone that you struggle with motivation, sometimes you just feel very low, you might want to try that for a month and see immediately your period
Exactly.
comes during the menstruation period, like the period where you are menstruating, bleeding, you might feel
Laid
normal
back,
thing. We'll
angry,
still get back
irritable.
to that.
We'll get back
But
to
the
that
moment
later.
your period is over, the first few days before you get to your ovulation phase, that's the follicular phase.
Yeah.
So
I heard people say this is when they want to, like, enter and get into talking stages. Because this is when they are most chatty.
Yeah.
This is when they are most,
Tell me about
yourself. This is my best self. Tell me about yourself. You can say a
You feel
lot
very
of things
confident.
about it. Do you remember the time I did ponytail?
Yeah.
And then during my follicular phase, I had this ponytail,
Yeah, then
and
you
my
feel like
skin
you're
was
so
glowing.
beautiful.
I was like, oh my god, I was so beautiful.
And you're like, babe, I think it's this hair.
I was like, this hair
doing
is
something
fine.
to me.
This hair is
And
fine.
then you
I'm
make
going
the
to
hair
make
later and
ponytail.
you're like, never.
And then few days later, and then I looked at myself in the mirror. Is this not the same hair? But I know I'm not. I checked the picture days before, like,
Crazy.
it's still me now.
I know.
Why am I like this? But yeah, you get the point. So that's how it affects us. It's just estrogen at work. It's increasing, and at the same time, people just forget what's happening in our bodies.
Yeah.
The uterus is making the lining very thickened.
Thick, yeah.
Do you get? Okay, so now the ovulation phase now.
Spicy.
What do you feel during the ovulation phase? We know that egg is being released. That's what's going on in our body.
Yeah.
But feelings generally, what do we feel in ovulation? Sultry. That's when you're sassy. That's when you're...
See, basically, your body is trying to put you in trouble.
Your body's trying to put you in trouble. Your body's
Trying to get a mate.
It's setting the mood.
Yeah, for like the baby. Because your body knows how the baby is going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's trying to set you up for success.
I feel like God created this body so beautifully.
Yeah, like
the hormones, everything is setting you up at this point.
Like,
so if you are practicing celibacy, this is not the time to hang out with a guy.
please.
This is not the time to see movies that, will tempt you, because your body's already beating you 1-0. Nature is already beating you 1-0. So please.
This is not the time to say, I'm the righteousness of God in
in Christ
Christ
Jesus,
Jesus.
nothing's going to happen to me.
No, it
I'm
will
going to go out
happen.
with a guy, nothing's going to
It will
happen.
even
It's going
happen.
to happen. And if you're trying to conceive as well, this is the best time to plan. You
Yeah.
know, nature has set the mood for you. Everything
Yeah.
is ready.
It's
And
working
the thing is, I
fine.
actually learned that our body makes us naturally attractive. I don't know. Some
Yeah.
people say they
Yeah.
smell.
Estrogen. Some people smell
Some people say they smell
more
it
like
from
pheromones. Yeah.
the pheromones. So yeah, it's all over the place. The
Yeah.
mood is set already. So we are trying to conceive.
And
Ovulation is going to be the best time to plan
yeah.
if you're avoiding pregnancy or you're trying to
If you're
achieve
trying
one.
to conceive, yeah.
Yeah. So
So you just know how to just put those structures in place to
in
just make sure that
place.
you don't just make primitive decisions, Don't just allow your evolutionary instincts
Exactly. And
to
then
take over you.
exactly. And I feel like we've just been talking about the pregnancy, trying to avoid
Yeah.
or trying to achieve one during the ovulation. There are also other things that I feel like we can do at this point. I hear people say they work out best.
Yeah, I think it's because
Yeah.
of that extra hormone, the estrogen.
Like when they go to the gym,
They're like
actually really
active.
active in this.
And then also, some people have this thing called ovulation pain. The name is so annoying. I can't even pronounce it. I think we'll just write it down here. You can try to pronounce this, but I'm not going to do
But you know
that.
the thing is, I actually heard the doctor say
I'm not doing that.
that thing doesn't exist.
Really?
Yeah, a gynecologist. I attended a women's forum and she said
It doesn't
said
exist.
there's nothing like ovulation pain because it's literally just one day and some hours after, like it's just one day. She said it doesn't exist. And then a lady was trying to ask her, like, so why do I feel
I
pain?
can literally swear that I feel pain.
She said, so
And
why
it's a different kind. It's not cramps.
cramps?
It's like a pulling pain. Have you felt it before?
Yeah, around the ovulation. But she was asked, when the gynecologist was asked that question, she said that it's just PMS.
I think
It's a premenstrual symptom.
I think it's something that we can actually look into. Maybe we should do more research.
We should.
And then on the next episode,
I just literally remember right
on the
now when
next
you mentioned the
episode, we
ovulation
can
page. You
actually,
said it doesn't
talk
exist.
about what we found.
I promise on the next episode we're going to delve into this. I honestly was going to read about this, and then but I just forgot. And now
And
that you
then the
mentioned
whole thing
ovulation
of
pain,
being sultry and having like sexual attractions and feelings, not everybody feels that. Some
Yeah.
people can swear that they don't feel that way.
during ovulation,
And even some people cannot even differentiate between how they feel during their
follicular
cycles,
phase and
while
ovulation
some
phase.
people just don't have an idea that has anything to do with their cycles. So I think ovulation has tried.
Ovulation has
We are
tried.
moving on.
Yeah, so let's move on to the other phases.
We have luteal phase. So luteal phase is literally like remember we're using a day 28 and 28-day cycle, which is an average cycle. So usually from day 15 to day 28. So basically what happens during the luteal phase is ovulation is now, complete. The egg has been released, right? So at this point, like at the beginning part of the luteal phase, the body does not know yet, or the body, has not yet recorded whether a fertilization has occurred or not. But it's just putting things in place in case there's a fertilization. Because usually when an egg is fertilized in the fallopian tube, it travels down the tube and is implanted in the uterus, which is the cavity, the womb where a baby is incubated until it's born.
Yeah.
So while the egg is on the journey back, right, successfully or unsuccessfully, as the case may be, the body is trying to put things in place. So remember we spoke about the follicle, which was the sac that the egg is released from, stimulated by the FSH, which is the follicle-stimulating hormone. While that egg has been released from that follicle, it's now an empty follicle. But it doesn't just go to waste. What happens is that it changes its form, changes its physical shape, and is converted to something called the corpus luteum. Plenty English, I understand. Please bear with us. But basically, what that corpus luteum does is that it secretes hormones. We already have estrogen in play, but it secretes, more amounts of estrogen and another hormone called progesterone.
The big one.
So progesterone is more like let me just say it's the pregnancy hormone, but it comes and kind of like balances off the activities of estrogen and also supports the body to support pregnancy, basically. So while estrogen is thickening the walls of the womb, the uterus, to make it suitable for a baby, progesterone comes and it supports it. Also, the FSH and the LH, which was the two hormones we spoke about in the follicular phase, that stimulates the follicles and causes that, when we have that LH surge and all that, it inhibits it, meaning it stops it. Because if the follicle-stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone, the FSH and the LH, if they continue or they are, further released, there will be another follicular release. And we don't want that because the body is trying to.
We've gotten the egg.
We've gotten the egg we need, basically, right? So the uterus is expecting the fertilized egg at this point. So it stops that and focuses on preparing the uterus, making everything, okay, and, stuff like that. So what happens when the egg arrives and nothing happens? There's no fertilization. Everything just comes crashing down. Immediately, estrogen crashes. Like the estrogen that has been peaking and making everything nice and beautiful.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's like a drop in estrogen levels. Progesterone as well drops. And then, the walls and all the preparation that has been done in the uterus, in the womb, preparing it for pregnancy. So why this phase is actually very tricky, or why it's like the most hectic phase, is because you go through so many phases at the same time.
And that's what we call fluctuations.
Those are where you are, what we call mood swings. Because 1 minute, your body is happy, estrogen is high.
Estrogen is going, and then
it peaks, and the moment your body knows that we don't need this thing, boom, there's a drop,
it's coming down,
and everything crashes.
Then we have the premenstrual symptoms.
And then when premenstrual symptoms come, and then we now have the menstruation or the period. So basically, during this luteal phase, like I said, initially, at the beginning part of the luteal phase, just after ovulation, most people still feel still feel this drive. Then towards the mid part, when the body, the uterine walls are properly thickened, and then is expecting implantation to happen, there's this instinct that happens, where you just want to arrange stuff. It's something similar to what happens in pregnancy called nesting. When I was pregnant, I didn't know what was going on. That was the first time. I'm a midwife. I went to the university. I studied. I've attended to people pregnancy, but I never knew what nesting was until I got pregnant. And I knew I felt something, and I went and did research, and I found out. So when you are pregnant, especially when your baby is about to come, usually within a week or two of when the woman falls into labor, you just have this instinct where you just want everything to be in order. You know how birds nests when they're about to lay their eggs? That's where they got the word nesting from. Oh my God, the baby cot is not ready. Where are the baby clothes? You just want everywhere to be perfectly arranged.
So be careful of impulsive buying.
Yes, of your babies. You just want everything to be okay. So there's something similar like that during the luteal phase for most people.
Yes.
You want to arrange, you want to gather, you want things, you want to buy, you want to collect, you want to gather, you want to
go window shopping,
put
you go on a
things
shopping
together.
spree.
Yeah.
You want to,
so when you are feeling this morning, and if your cycle is like my own, okay, it changes anyway, especially if it's 28-day cycle. But there was a time where my cycle was it goes with the month. I have my periods at the beginning part of the month, and then towards the end is when
it's syncing with salary.
It's syncing with salary week. And then you want to splurge.
You're going to splurge on everything.
Please calm down. It might just be your hormones that
just wind down, please. Just
try to think. At this point, it's good to bring out the budgeting books and say, wait, before I buy this dress that's half of my salary, and I'm telling myself YOLO.
Maybe I want to wait for the follicular phase when
when you're more, then you cannot make that decision to say, do I really need this
dress
and stuff. So how you can now channel that to make it a positive, please, if you have the money, by all means, splurge, for yourself,
buy,
you get it, But when you feel, what you can do at that point in time is arrange. You can declutter. It helps to declutter a lot because you just have this instinct to arrange, to put things in order. But then towards the end of the luteal phase, some people have mood swings. Some people just get angry.
Irritable.
Then there's something that happens, especially for people that have partners. You are married, you're living with your husband, So when your ovulation phase came, you were all trying to get close to your husband. You're noticing that, this man I married is fine.
Fine boy. The boy is fine. See him.
And then during the luteal phase when ovulation did not happen, fertilization did not happen, and everybody is disappointed. Evolutionary, like going back to your primitive state, your body feels like this mate I have with me is not a good,
Is irresponsible.
is irresponsible. He didn't get me
He didn't
pregnant
get
this
me
month.
pregnant.
So the wise thing to do is leave him and look for somebody else. So
I promise you, you might
don't
not be
hate your
flirtatious.
husband.
You don't hate your husband
no, you're not resenting him. It's probably just because you are in that particular phase.
in that particular.
2 weeks ago, this guy looked like the most handsome man in the
Fine
world.
man.
And now he's breathing close to you. And you're like, bro, can you shift? Can you go? Like, why are you breathing fast? I'm like, I'm not really. You're annoying me. You can maybe when you during your ovulation phase, your husband maybe drops his socks carelessly on the floor. Oh, baby, you dropped your socks.
You bend down, pick it with style. but during
Luteal
that phase,
phase,
he dropped the socks.
Oh my god!
I've told you 2 million times. You
why
don't
do you
listen.
keep you don't,
Or you pee on the toilet seat. You did
You
not
clean
maybe
it.
before you cleaned
Oh
it with
my
love.
god! Like you just want to lose your mind. Like something even deep in your mind, you might not say it to him. You're like, please, why did I marry this person? Like, what was I thinking? Please, your body is just trying to get
Your
you
body.
somebody that can get the job done. Don't worry.
It's no.
Yeah.
Don't
So
blame
if
it.
you are in a healthy relationship, you have no reason to have issues with your partner. There's open communication. Everything is going well. But sometimes you just see yourself resenting your partner. You might want to check around what time of my cycle does this usually
And I know resentment is a big word.
correlate with. Yeah, resentment is a big word.
Resentment is a big word. It might not be resentment. It might just be ick. That's the word.
You may just have this ick. Like, oh, why this person just
What's
like
wrong
he just
with you?
like yeah. So that might just be it to get that kind of thing. So you just need to around what time of my cycle does this happen? And then you now want to like correlate it and say, okay.
So when you feel it happening, okay, it's not you.
It's me.
It's
Yeah,
not
probably
you.
me.
It's me. So I'll know how to deal with this better.
And it might not just even be your partner. For those who don't even have a partner, it might just be people generally. You just don't want people in your space.
You don't want.
You don't want noise, like people talking. Like that's what a lot of people call mood swings. But when you understand that, it's your body, it's the physiological process you're going through, it's your cycles, it might be better for you to, handle it. You can tell your friends ahead of time that, guys, I might need my space for a few days, instead of talking back, maybe being salty to somebody or someone or being rude and then feeling bad later. You might just tell people in your circle that, please, I might need a few days. If it's something that happens all the time, it just helps you to build better relationships and just, do things that you are more comfortable with and just makes you a better friend, a better partner and stuff like that. So that's usually what happens like towards the end. And then when you're getting closer to the period, remember it's a cycle. It doesn't start, stop. It's intertwined, like it overlaps, basically. Yeah. So towards the end, that's when you now begin to have PMS symptoms. So PMS is like premenstrual symptoms. Those little things that you feel that you probably just know that, your period is coming closer. And something about PMS is that PMS is very, the symptoms with PMS, they are very subtle. And also they are very close to early pregnancy symptoms. That's why it's very tricky. If you are trying to conceive, there's something called the 2 weeks wait. We'll probably talk about that more during our fertility episode. Yeah. So the 2 weeks wait is the 2 weeks between your ovulation and when your period is going to come. So you are going to know if you're pregnant by seeing your period or not seeing your period. You understand that? So that 2 weeks wait usually, if you are someone who is trying to conceive, you're always trying to nitpick symptoms. I'm feeling weird. Could it be pregnancy? You understand? But sometimes it might be PMS because they mimic the symptoms together. So it might be wise.
It's progesterone.
Yeah.
That's just the effect of progesterone.
The effect of, exactly. So you might want to, wait until, your period, you have your period missed by a day before you go ahead to check the pregnancy test, just to be sure, so that you don't give yourself unnecessary anxiety. Yeah. So
another thing I really want to emphasize is that all of the symptoms you've been mentioning so far that are resulting from this, they're just normal. They're symptoms that as a result of the normal fluctuations that happen.
Yes, exactly.
We are well aware that there's syndrome called PMDD. We are not
Yeah,
talking about
we're not
PMDD
talking
now.
of
We are not talking of
PMDD.
abnormalities now. All
Abnormalities,
of the
yes,
symptoms we are mentioning now
are seemingly normal,
are seemingly
physiological.
normal
What is
what is
expected?
expected
Yeah,
as a
we're still
result
going
of.
to talk about PMDD.
We are
We're
going
still
to talk
going to talk
about
about PSC.
conditions and the symptoms that comes from it.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah,
this is supposed to be the regular thing
the
that
regular thing that's
most people will feel
happening.
based on,
Yeah,
what happens with these hormonal fluctuations and
yeah,
all that.
yeah.
And then also we have other PMS symptoms like nausea. We have PMS symptoms like
The ones that
light
mimic pregnancy,
cramping, yeah,
brain fog.
brain fog. You're just confused. You open the book and it's like you
You're
are
trying
saying
to read, you're not
gibberish.
reading. Like
You can't
you
understand
can't
anything at
understand
that point.
what is
It's
going
like,
on,
oh
and sometimes you
Lord.
just feel like you're lazy. Like you want to do something, but your body is saying you can't do it. You're not
You're not
lazy.
lazy.
And I'm okay. I promise I'm not justifying you procrastinating. I'm not justifying. We're not trying to do that. Are we doing that?
We're not
We're not
justifying
doing
that.
that. But we're just saying at this point, it might be normal to feel to experience those
Those
symptoms.
symptoms. And then obviously your hormones don't control you.
You
You
control
understand?
your
You
hormones,
control your
and that's why
hormones.
this
And that's what
why
this
this
is
episode
about.
is
Yeah.
important
For you to be armed,
know.
for you to know and be armed with the information that you
I
need
might
to.
feel like this. I might feel demotivated during this time. I need people around me to motivate me to
I
do
need the
things.
extra
I need the
push.
extra push.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why this is
So when you
important.
feel like, but 2 weeks ago I was doing this thing effortlessly and today I don't want to stand up from my bed, don't feel like a failure.
No.
It might just be normal. Your hormones, your cycle. So what you need to do is tell yourself that right now my body might not feel like doing this particular thing, but what I need to do is to motivate myself more. If you have videos you watch to motivate you, if you have people that are your accountability partners that
Accountability
can gas
partners.
you up, help you, tell you something, you just need that extra push. It doesn't mean that, oh, this is an excuse. I can't do anything today. I'm in my Luteal face. I beg everybody should just
No,
rest.
no, no, no.
No, that's not what
Then
it
you're
means.
weaponizing
You
the.
understand? It's yeah, exactly, you're weaponizing it. But that's not the point. The point is understanding that why you feel the way you feel.
Another thing in my experience is your skincare. You might not be glowing. So before you splurge
On
on
skincare products
skincare, you might want to wait a little bit
and find out what part of
and
your
find
cycle you are on.
find out what part of your cycle you're on. Don't buy the new popping skincare, the new trending ones. Just hold on. Your skin was fine 2 weeks ago, right? Calm down, it's going to be fine again.
Yep.
Just drink water.
Drink water, stay hydrated. I think
Stay hydrated.
hydration is one of your best friends when it comes to like having the best out of your menstrual like cycle symptoms.
Yeah. And at every
hydration-
phase, I don't even mean just this luteal phase.
Oh, Lord. It
Hydration.
helps with everything.
Everything.
It helps with the headache. It helps with the brain fog. It helps with the
Just drink water,
with the
sis.
mood. Stay hydrated. See, you see that 2 to 3 liters. Just try.
Just stay hydrated
And then also nutrition has like a very huge role to play
in everything.
in everything, especially
Every
like the
aspect.
menstrual cycle. Like during the
As a
before
woman.
follicular phase, most times at that point in time, your body is trying to put you in the best shape possible because pregnancy is
You
expected.
want to eat healthy.
So you want to eat healthy, you want to take vegetables, you want to see fruits are looking appetizing, you want to take vegetables, protein, So if you want to probably try and be committed to a diet, that might be a good time to start because it gives you a good head start. And the thing about diet is, by the time you get 1 week in, 2 weeks in, and you begin to feel what it does to your body, and you probably begin to see the numbers on the scale improving, it gives you that motivation to continue. But by the time you make up your mind to start your diet and you are probably in a part of your cycle, like your luteal phase, where you are craving comfort foods.
Yeah.
Like in your luteal phase, you're literally craving chocolates, pasta, and your appetite is like
Ben and Jerry's,
in the
marshmallows.
Hanging there. They are Belgian chocolate. Oh Lord.
No, we are not endorsing anybody. We are not endorsing any brand. Nobody paid for adverts.
I think I can give them free advice because that ice cream is great.
No,
I love it.
No, we're supposed to be eating healthily. No, don't talk about it.
It happens. Cravings. That's what we're saying.
Okay, no, we eat healthily. I don't know what that means. I eat vegetables and plants.
It's fine.
I eat fruits. I don't know what she's talking about.
Crickets. I'm going to edit it and add crickets.
Okay, let's talk about
all right,
that.
So as we're saying,
let's talk about menstruation.
Yeah, but still talking about like the nutrition and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're at that point, we're not saying also that I'm my luteal phase, let me eat all the chocolate and all the ice cream.
Yeah.
No, still the same thing. If you want to continue your diet at this stage, you might need a bit more motivation. You might literally need somebody to lock the chocolates away. You might need somebody to take your card and
I have
hide
a
it.
rule. I have when I wanted to stop fizzy drinks. That's the one that did when you open
Like
those
Cokes.
carbonated drinks.
Yeah.
When I wanted to stop, I did this 2 day rule. I said 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off, and then I increased.
Today on.
No, not 2 day on,
And today off,
2 day
1 day
off,
on.
1 day on, 2 day off, 1 day on. But now, to
don't
the
even
glory
crave
of the Lord,
You don't even crave it anymore.
I don't. So yeah, if you give me at a party, I would accept, but I don't buy it anymore. She gets. So maybe just like
And
something you
then
can do.
something else I actually got from my research of like the luteal phase and the mood swings is apparently most women feel very conflicting emotions. Imagine you are feeling the need for quiet and solitude, and you're also having the need for connections and reassurance. How?
God,
You know how you're
why
like,
do women go through this?
like these cycles are confusing. It's not us, it's the cycles and the hormones, trust me. Like it's not we are not doing it intentionally because it's like you want your partner, like if you're in a relationship or you're married, you don't want your husband to be close to you.
At the same time,
At the same time, you're like,
why are you
be
not giving me
there.
attention?
Like, just not be too far, but forget every other thing you are doing and just
focus on me.
Focus on me. Keep reassuring me. I just want you to don't leave me alone. But again,
Oh
leave
my
me
God, are
alone.
we crazy?
We are not. Trust me.
Oh my God.
Because I'm like, pick a struggle. If you need to be quiet and you need your solitude, let everybody go and let you be. But no, you still crave connections and reassurance.
Wow.
Make it make sense. But it
Yeah,
is
that's
what
the
it
way it
is.
That's the way
So
it
we
is.
can't blame ourselves, guys.
Okay.
Don't let anybody blame you for being a woman. You're just a girl.
All
You're
right.
literally just a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So menstruation,
The greatest reset.
yeah. It's like everything just starts all over again and your world just comes. So it's the first 5 days on the average, but
Yeah.
anything between 3 to 7 days is considered as normal.
Normal.
So when you have periods 3 days, 7 days, 5 days, it's within the normal range.
Within normal
Yeah.
range.
And then this is when all the preparation sheds like comes out of your body
And-
through the vagina. Like she said, period is not a bad thing. It's not like, oh, my body is shedding right now. It's a detox, process. So yeah, basically. So what you want to do, activities in that period is take time to rest. You've been through a lot.
Rest.
You
It's
don't have to do it all.
that's what we call it, the great reset.
Yeah.
Reset. And funny thing is, you're going through it at this point because
going
it's
through
cramping.
it, yeah.
The uterus, those lining were thickened.
You know this-
So now it's cramping to like shed
to
you
shed off.
That's why
So
you
there's
feel
pain.
that cramp. That's
There's
why you feel that
contraction.
pain.
There's pain. You feel, and then period pains are in degrees. We don't want to spend too much time on this episode. We're going to have a separate episode where we
talk
discuss
about periods,
menstruations,
everything you need to know about
everything you need
periods
to
and
know about them.
menstruation.
So we're not going to delve too deep into
much.
this period. We're just going to tell you when it is and what we advise that you do this period. So just prioritize yourself. You are the star of the show.
At every phase.
Manage your symptoms. If you feel dehydrated, drink more water. If you feel like you need to eat eat healthy foods. You might want to eat chocolates and you can take a bit.
water.
Hydration
Drink water.
is always your best friend at every point of your cycle. Drink water, eat healthy foods, fruits and vegetables, and rest as much as you can. If you're the kind of person that you run 3, 4, 5, 6 projects in a day, when you're on your period, if you don't feel like it, just do the barest minimum. It's a few days. Nobody should fault you or make you feel like you are less because you cannot be 100% on the day where your uterus is literally cramping and you are having mood swings and you are having nausea, and so many things is going at the same time. If you need support, if you need to take pain meds,
the balls are running.
some people diarrhea. Oh my God.
Period diarrhea.
Oh Lord. Period diarrhea is another thing. Some people have nausea and vomiting when they're on their periods. People have different symptoms.
You feel pain.
It's terrible. Take painkillers. See, don't glorify pain. And if you feel like you are taking over-the-counter painkillers and nothing is working, then please see your doctor.
Please run.
It might be that, hormonally everything is okay, there's not too much, but you just probably don't have, your pain threshold is just
threshold.
really low, that
You
the
might need
period
something
pain, you might need
stronger.
something stronger. It's
And
completely
it might also be
fine.
that something is wrong that they need to check into. They need to look
They need to
into.
look into it. So don't just suffer in silence and say, for the past 10, 15 years,
Me, no
I've my
pain.
period pains. When I'm having period pains, the whole place is you don't have to go through that for days. It's too
No, it's too
much.
much.
It
It's too
is too
much.
much. For sometimes you might not even need to go the medication route. Some people are holistic, they don't do meds.
Yeah.
There are other ways of relieving period pains. Yeah. Warm compress, taking walks,
Some people use
ginger
herbs.
tea. Some people use, just like maybe
All these herbal
essential,
teas, all these
tea,
essential oils, all those things.
ginger teas, essential oils. I just smell and just makes you feel relieved. Some people try to do yoga, light stretches,
Soothing
soothing me.
music.
Just see, prioritize you. Nobody should make you feel. Let everything be. Comfort is the priority during my period. I want to feel like a queen that I
I want to
am.
rest. I want to,
I want to rest.
journal because
Journal.
you're preparing for the follicular phase where the thing surges
Yeah.
again.
So write down your plans when
Write
you
it
have the
down.
time. Just set goals as much as you
I
can.
like the way you're doing.
Yeah, because that's when I want you to
You want
be
to be
on a,
mellow.
just relax.
Okay,
So that's the menstrual cycle,
that's a menstrual
the
cycle.
reproductive cycle.
Yeah. With all of these things we've been mentioning, the symptoms that are resulting from the normal,
Menstrual.
seemingly normal menstrual
Reproductive
cycle,
cycle.
reproductive cycle, and then the fluctuations women get, the symptoms they get. So, do you think it is fair for people to say that women are not suited for some roles, especially in the workplace, because of these hormonal fluctuations, like managerial roles and things? Because there are times when they can just go and then suddenly they go ee. You get what I'm
And
saying?
something like,
And
and
they,
you're like,
don't do that. But yeah. But more seriously, do you think it's fair for them to say, because of all of these changes we go through, women are not suited for some roles?
yeah.
And or do you think it's protecting them? Because some people think when they say things like, they be like, oh, now
Oh,
women go
please.
through all
We
of
all know
these.
nobody that says that
Yeah,
is trying to
something
protect a
stress.
woman. That's not true. Obviously, there's one right answer to this, and that's like, it's
It's not
obviously not
fair.
true. It's not fair.
It's not true.
And I think it makes more sense because, okay, women are more than half the population in the world. So if all women are to be, less involved economically, I don't think we will have a world in the first place.
Crash and
Everything will
burn.
probably crash and burn because the adults, we're talking of like responsible earning adults at this point in time. But like we've always been saying, this doesn't limit anyone. It doesn't have to limit anyone. We're
Exactly.
just saying how it happens for most people. And even for those that it happens to, or it happens like that, during your circles, you've had years and years of practice. You can do anything as long as you're determined.
And
And
people that say that, do they think men don't go through hormonal fluctuation? But that's just another talk for another day, because I don't want to delve into that right now. I don't want to talk into
everybody
it.
goes through stuff, but if
Yeah,
you want to achieve something, you just have to put in the work and the effort. And
exactly. Yeah.
sure. Peace.
Please. I don't have any more questions. Do you?
Nah, I think
No.
we're good.
Okay, so I think my charge to you guys now is, please take this information,
Yeah.
and then I want you to put into practice.
Yeah, know your
And I want
body.
to hear feedbacks, please.
Yeah.
I want you to, like, your next cycle, if it's regular, I want you to notice these symptoms. And I'm not saying expect it all, because
This is what it's
this is
supposed
what
to
I
be,
heard.
but
No. I want you to find out what's
how
peculiar
do
to
you
you.
feel? If
How did you
possible,
feel at this
do have a
particular time?
journal.
Write it and then
Write it down.
journal. Okay.
Yeah.
But I want you to know the first day of your cycle is the first day
First
of your
of your
period.
period, yeah.
So from then,
You
what do
can
you feel? The
track it
symptoms you feel, I want you to write it down. I want you to track it. And over the next couple of months, I want you to see if it's the same thing
over and over
over
again.
and
If
do
you
you
have
know
repetitive patterns,
repetitive pattern,
and
and
stuff.
that's how you know you're normal.
Yeah.
Your normal is not
It's
my
not my
normal.
normal.
That's how you know you're normal. And then when something abnormal comes up, you pick it quickly. So please, I just want to just try for this month.
Yeah.
Know your
No
symptoms,
pressure.
track it, and then try to make the most of each phase of the cycle. Like plan activities, do
Yeah.
every all of those things. Just as an advice. And I want to hear feedbacks,
Yeah.
please.
Your body. Your body is not working against you, it's working with you.
with you.
So work with your body to
Exactly.
achieve
Whatever
great
it is you
things.
want to achieve.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've come to the end of this episode.
Yeah. But it's been an amazing time.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I
Yeah,
really
I
enjoyed doing this.
did.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I hope you're back again at the next episode. And please share this podcast episode to your friends, your family, your group chats, everyone. Please do. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, guys, for listening. We appreciate you. We're always excited to be on the other side of the Fold podcast. Remember, you are part of the Fold,
Thank you.
and we hope to continue this journey with you and have a wonderful community with you in it. Bye, guys.
Ta-da.